We've lost the lead. We've taken the lead.
Counter spy plane available for taxi.
Point contested.
What's good, everybody? I hope you're having yourselves a lovely day. I wanted to bring back some older style videos, like the old story times, because I realized that a lot of these story times are kind of like the lore as to why I kind of stuck with the gym and why I did all of that. So leave a like if you enjoy, subscribe if you're new, hit the notification bell, all the YouTuber stuff, and let's get to it. You know what I'm saying? This story time is going to be about the time I got a job while I was tripping really, really hard. This happened like 3 years ago when I was living in Texas, and there was like this one chicken spot right where I was living, like right around the corner, and it was in walking distance, probably like a 10-minute walk. I had just moved back to Texas. I had like no job, I had no money, I had no nothing, so I was just scrapping for a fucking job. I applied everywhere I could find on Indeed, the career sites of websites, all the Google searches, everything, bro. I applied everywhere. It comes to the end of the week. It's like Saturday. And I'm like, okay, well, probably all the hiring managers to where I applied aren't there. So I am going to just take a day off, trip a little bit, and smoke and just make a YouTube video, maybe watch some YouTube, maybe make a beat. I load up 2 capsules and I drop, and I want to say probably like 15 minutes into it actually hitting me, my phone starts ringing. It's an unrecognized number, and normally I get spam calls, but for some reason I was like, fuck it, dude, what's the point in not answering, even if it's a spam call? So I answer it. Oh, is this Brandon Connolly? And I'm like, yes. And they're like, oh, this is so-and-so chicken. I forget what it's called, but it's so-and-so chicken from around the corner, and we were just wondering if you could come in for an interview right now. Your application looks really good, and we have some free time. I was wondering if you did. And I was like, I do. Can you give me like an hour to get ready? And they were like, yeah, 100%. And I hung up the phone. And as I hung up the phone, another wave of the come up started to hit me. And it started hitting me at the same time that, oh, I'm going to be like an hour into this come up, and they want me to do a full on interview. I'm cooked. Like I am beyond tripping. I'm beyond a microdose. I'm beyond anything even close to that. I'm at like a gram and a half of some apes. So I just got to get ready and raw dog this and hope to God that, some way it comes through. And so I go over there and I walk. I did not drive. I just walked the 10 minutes while I was tripping balls. And I get to the door and I open up the door, and there's a person at the desk, like at the front, and they're like, oh, are you here for your interview? And I was like, yep. And they were like, oh, okay, have a seat right here. And I sit down, and as I'm sitting down, I'm like looking at the table that I'm sitting at, and it's wood, and all of the like like the wood, like the etchings in the wood or whatever it's called, like they were all moving and breathing and twisting, and I was just like sitting there watching it. And then eventually I like look over to my right, the manager's like walking over finally, and I'm like, okay, I gotta lock in. So I take a deep breath and I fucking put on my stage face, and I'm like, okay, just remember all of the places that you worked at, just give them an honest, interview, and we'll see how it goes. So he starts asking me about like just a description of myself, and it's really hard for me to get a description now just because of how hard I'm like tripping, because I'm like, I really don't even know what I do for fun. I mean, I play video games, I make music, I work out a lot, that's really it. Like that's all that I do for fun. That's really it. Like I got nothing else. And then he started asking me about my like job history, and I gave him all my job history, you know. Like, "Oh, okay, sounds good, sounds good." And he actually like was starting to offer me the job, and I noticed right as he was offering me the job, he started having two sets of eyes. Like I was looking at him, and there was like two eyes where they should be, and then right below that, right beneath, right like beside his nose, there is another set of eyes. And I was like, "Oh no, I'm tweaking." And I like kind of look at the wall, and the wall is like melting, like just straight up melting. I've not tripped this hard since like acid. I'm like, holy shit, I shouldn't even, like, this is a dose that I wouldn't even take if I was home. You know what I'm saying? Like I did not know what I was getting myself into. If you've ever done shrooms, you know that it goes in waves. Like the come up hits in waves. And so the last come up wave hit me, and so I kind of stabilized right after that, and I was able to lock back in as he was still talking. And he was like, "Yeah, we basically need these like line cooks or whatever, and we need a bunch of like servers. We need basically every position. So if you can just be afloat essentially, like not even really with cooking, mostly with everything in front, that would actually be great." And I was like, okay, that actually sounds good, because I had worked at a restaurant before, and I was like, how much would I be getting paid? And they were like 13 an hour. And I was like, oh, that's good. Do you get tips? And they were like, yeah. And I was like, holy cow, wait, no, this actually might be a decent job. He's like, yeah, I'll send you the offer letter right now, and you can just sign it, and then we'll get through with your paperwork and everything when you come in next time, and I'll text you about next time because I still have to figure that out. And I was like, okay, sounds good. No, for sure. Like 100%. And like I was tripping. Give him a handshake, and I walk out the door, and I walk back home, and I'm like trying to fucking remember which way to walk home, and I'm like 99% sure it took me like 45 minutes to walk home, and it was like a 10-minute walk home. I was just absolutely in another dimension. I don't know how this even happened. Yeah. But the moral of the story, I think, is that that job was probably just trying to hire anyone who walked in, and I was just that person. Like, it was just right place, right time, but at the same time, like, I was tripping balls, so that was not the right time type of thing. I get back home, and I just, like, lay down, and I'm, like, trying to fucking recollect what just happened. Like, I had a successful job interview off of one of the strongest doses of mushrooms I've ever taken in my life. Brother, what? Brother, in what fucking world? I actually didn't end up taking that job just because I got a job offer the next day for a job that was going to pay me like $17 an hour. So I was like, fuck yeah, I'm going to do that. They were also offering me better hours too. Like I was only going to be working probably like 4 hours a day at the other place. So yeah, that's the story of the time that I got a job while I was tripping hard as shit on some Shr0omies, dude. And I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did. Subscribe if you're new. Also, let me know what you think of the new videos, because I have not uploaded in a long time, and this still feels really weird to do. So give me some feedback. Even if it's like kind of harsh, I probably need it. So yeah, later.